When you guys are trying to grow your channel to millions of subscribers like Steven, Cher, and Grace have done, or 4.5 million subscribers in 2 years, the way you cut and edit your videos becomes very important to get that watch time, keep people intrigued and watching. We'll talk about that here today. Hey guys, my name is Tim Schmoyer and welcome to Video Creators. Here we are all about helping you guys grow your YouTube audience so you can spread a message that reaches people, changes their lives, maybe even millions of people's lives, and that's not done accidentally. You have to edit and tell stories on purpose. It's not like, let's just upload this and see what happens. What does your editing, storytelling process look like?
We go in with an idea to film a video. We'll end up, sometimes honestly, like a video can take hours to film. And then sometimes it can be really, really quick and take like 20 minutes to film. It kind of all depends on how planned out it is and how strategic a video is. But whenever we get to the actual editing process, we make sure to take out anything that may be dragging on the scenario too long. Remember, attention spans are short, and depending on your audience, our audience is very young. So the attention spans are very, very, very short. So what we try to do is we try to take out anything that like dims the viewer experience down. So we just want to keep it high action paced, high action all the time.
When you guys are looking at a cut of a video, do you guys both evaluate it, and how do you determine what needs to come in, like go out and come in and you're like, because I know I craft my own content, I'm like, that's freaking awesome, and then I look at the retention graphs, I'm like, no one agreed with me, right? So before you publish, how do you guys determine what needs to go in and out?
It kind of just ends up being natural. Like, I feel like we end up being on the same page. Like I mean, there's some instances where I want to keep something in Grace like that doesn't really relate, or vice versa.
It's very slim that we won't agree on a clip to keep in because we kind of plan our storylines first, so we already are filming what we need to have in the film. So it's more of just like, how do we transition to the next clip, or how do we slide 2 clips together? When
you guys plan out your story, is that like a whiteboard, or is that like a Google Doc, or what does that look like? How do you guys do that?
We just talk back and forth, and like one person will be preaching their idea, and then we'll think about it, and then the other person will either tweak off that or have a completely other twist to it. We basically just go back and forth on our ideas, and then once we get a final idea, we go and film it.
So good, guys, because it's like, it comes back to what we talked about before with titles and thumbnails and stuff. Is like, we need other people to do this with, and bouncing off ideas and feedback. Like, having 2 brains is probably 10 times better than 1, I think, because one person says something, the other one gets another idea, and before you know, like the video that maybe you had in mind at the beginning, she gives her input, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, this is like so much bigger, you know, and it becomes a much better piece of content. Is there anything that you guys do in that process you're like, yes, this would be good to include in the video, or no, this is not? Like, how do you know what's, like, you have all these good ideas, how do you know what to include and what to take out when you're planning it?
The biggest factor in what to include and what to take out is kind of looking at your past videos and how your audience interacted with it. You know, like if you have a car in your video and you think it's really cool to include the car, but your audience was like skipped over that part or didn't really care for it, then probably don't include the car in this video because they don't really relate well to it. One
of the tools that you guys can use to evaluate how that story is working on your past videos is your audience retention graphs. And that next video is here on your screen right now. You can click on that, and we're going to dive into things that they've learned from the retention graphs and how they read them to craft better content. See you guys there.